Sasha had always lived in the shadow of her sister, Brielle. Even when they were kids, it was obvious Brielle had something. That magnetic quality that made strangers stop and stare for a second longer than they should. At first, it was innocent. They'd be out grocery shopping with their mom and someone would whisper, "She looks like that girl from Disney." As they got older, the comments got bolder. "She's got Zendaya's eyes, doesn't she? She could be on the red carpet." "Has anyone ever told you?" Brielle would smile, laugh, toss her curls over her shoulder, like she'd heard it all before. And she had. Sasha, on the other hand, didn't mind being invisible. She liked photography, writing, the quiet things. She didn't want to be famous. She wanted to be left alone. But Brielle? Brielle was addicted to being seen. It started small. A guy at Starbucks said, "Hey, are you—" And Brielle let him finish the sentence. She smiled and said, "People say that all the time." She didn't say no, and that became her thing, never outright lying, but never correcting anyone either. Then came TikTok. Brielle posted a video of herself lip-syncing to one of Zendaya's red carpet interviews. She mimicked the voice, the body language, the subtle smirk. The video blew up overnight, hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of comments. And they weren't saying, "You look like her." They were saying, "OMG, is this her?" Sasha watched from the doorway, arms crossed. "Are you going to tell people it's not real?" she asked. Brielle barely looked up from her phone. "Why ruin the fun?" Sasha frowned. "Because it's not you." But Brielle just shrugged. "It's close enough." That phrase, "close enough," would haunt Sasha for months, because close enough became a brand. Brielle changed her username to @almostzendaya.she, dyed her hair to match Zendaya's most recent style, recreated red carpet looks using thrift store finds and filters. She memorized movie quotes, even started taking acting lessons. And it worked. People didn't just follow her, they worshipped her. Comments flooded in from obsessed fans, some believing, others just playing along. But the algorithm didn't care what was true. It only cared about clicks. Soon, Brielle was doing collabs with influencers. She got invited to events as a celebrity lookalike, but the hosts conveniently left out the word lookalike in their posts. They tagged her as Z, winked at the camera, and let the audience assume whatever they wanted. She was no longer pretending. She was performing. Sasha felt sick watching it happen. "You know this could seriously backfire, right?" she said one night, while Brielle was filming herself doing a fake skincare routine in Zendaya's voice. Brielle didn't pause. "You worry too much. They're going to find out. She's going to find out." Brielle laughed. "Zendaya doesn't care. I'm not hurting anyone." But that wasn't true, because Sasha was watching her sister vanish, bit by bit, into a version of someone else. Her real laugh became rehearsed. Her thoughts became scripted. Even her bedroom was now a mini film set, with a ring light, a clothing rack full of copycat outfits, and a vanity covered in fake brand deals. And still, no one questioned it. Because Brielle was beautiful, believable, viral. The tipping point came when a modeling agency slid into her DMs. They said they loved her presence, wanted her for a campaign. Sasha asked, "Did they say your name?" Brielle grinned. "Nope, they just called me Z." And she signed the contract anyway. She used her real name on paper, but never told them who she wasn't. Sasha knew then this wasn't a game anymore. This was a lie on a national stage. And if Zendaya ever found out, there would be nowhere left to hide. Brielle's first real modeling gig wasn't for Vogue or Fenty, yet, but it still felt like a dream. The studio was a renovated loft in downtown LA, filled with white walls, ring lights, minimalist decor, and staff in black clothing with clipboards and earpieces. Everyone there acted like they already knew who she was. No one questioned her. No one asked her for ID. They just assumed. "Zendaya, right?" the photographer said casually, adjusting his lens. "Your team didn't mention which agency you're with, but you don't really need one, do you?" Brielle gave a soft laugh and tilted her head the way Zendaya did in red carpet interviews. Sasha stood in the back of the room, stiff and silent, clutching her phone. She wasn't there to support her sister anymore. She was there to witness the train crash she felt coming. As the shoot went on, Brielle posed effortlessly. She didn't just look like a star, she acted like one. The confident walk, the practiced angles, even the subtle smirk that Zendaya was known for. She'd studied her down to the smallest mannerism. She wasn't just pretending anymore. She was becoming. Afterward, the studio posted a blurry behind-the-scenes clip on Instagram, tagging no one. But the caption was enough. "She's got that face. Guess who's back in LA?" The internet guessed fast. Brielle reposted it to her story with a cryptic heart emoji. Not a lie. Not the truth. Just fuel. And it worked. By the time they got home, her phone was blowing up. Her TikTok comments exploded. "Z looking fire. Wait, why does she look like Zendaya but also not? New MJ promo shoot. Confirmed?" Sasha was pacing. "You have to say something," she said. Brielle was lying on her bed, scrolling through her own mentions like they were fan mail. "Why would I ruin the illusion?" she replied without looking up. "Because this is Zendaya's name. Her image. You're stealing it." "I'm not stealing. I'm filling a space." Sasha nearly laughed. "What does that even mean?" "It means people want to believe I'm her," Brielle said calmly. "And if it makes them happy, who am I to stop them?" Sasha couldn't believe what she was hearing. This wasn't a teenage game anymore. This was delusion, feeding on attention, growing faster than either of them could control. Then it happened. A celebrity gossip blog posted a grainy paparazzi shot of Brielle stepping out of an Uber in West Hollywood. She was wearing a trench coat, sunglasses, and that familiar high bun Zendaya had worn to a Valentino show. The headline read, "Spotted, leaving mystery shoot in LA." What is she working on? Sasha's stomach dropped when she saw it. She stormed into Brielle's room, holding up the phone. "You've officially lost control." Brielle looked at the screen, then smirked. "I didn't tell them I was Zendaya." "You didn't have to," Sasha snapped. "You let them think it. You wanted them to." Brielle shrugged. "I never said I was her. That's their assumption." "You are walking a legal tightrope. This isn't about clout anymore. This could turn into a lawsuit." But Brielle wasn't listening. She never did when things were going her way. Over the next few weeks, things escalated. She got invited to a private influencer mixer in the Hollywood Hills, under the name Zed Hamilton. A beauty brand sent her a care package with a note that said, "Hope this finds you before your next shoot, Queen." A startup clothing label emailed, asking if she wanted to co-design a line. Sasha watched it all pile up, opportunities built on illusion. She started documenting everything. Screenshots, emails, contracts. She kept a folder on her phone labeled, "When this blows up." She didn't want to ruin her sister. She just wanted to be ready. Then, late one night, she found something that stopped her cold. Brielle had left her laptop open on the coffee table. Sasha wasn't snooping. At least, that's what she told herself. But there it was. An unread DM from Zendaya's stylist. The name was verified. The message was short, professional, but direct. "Hi. Quick question. Can you confirm your identity? We've been seeing some things going around. Just checking in. Law." Sasha's heart thudded in her chest. The real Zendaya's team knew. They'd noticed. They were watching. And suddenly, everything Brielle had built, every fake post, every misled fan, every lie she wrapped in charm, was hanging by a thread. And that thread was about to snap. The message from Zendaya's stylist was no longer just a warning. It was a wall she'd finally slammed into. Sasha thought it would wake Brielle up. That maybe, finally, her sister would see how far the lie had spiraled out of control. But Brielle didn't stop. She posted even more. More makeup tutorials in Zendaya's style. More cryptic story posts with red carpet emojis. More carefully edited TikToks with just enough mystery to keep people guessing. And then she did something Sasha couldn't believe. She posted a fake text thread. It looked like a conversation between her and an unnamed Marvel executive. The implication was clear. She was auditioning. The comments exploded. "You're seriously coming back as MJ? Tell us it's Spider-Verse. You deserve this." Sasha nearly threw her phone against the wall. She stormed into Brielle's room. "You're insane." Brielle looked up calmly. "You're just jealous." "Of what?" Sasha snapped. "Of someone who's lying to the entire internet and herself? You're stealing someone else's life." Brielle stood. "I'm giving people what they want." "No," Sasha whispered, shaking. "You're taking what you were never meant to have." The silence was suffocating. Then came the invitation. A luxury fashion brand, exclusive launch party, Beverly Hills rooftop, invite only, carefully curated guest list of public figures, rising stars, and confirmed influencers. And somehow, Brielle made the cut. Or rather, Zendaya did. The invite was addressed to Z. Hamilton. No one asked for clarification. They didn't need to. Brielle's online persona had done all the work. She stood in front of Sasha that evening, dressed in a designer knockoff that looked nearly identical to Zendaya's 2021 Venice Film Festival look. Hair pinned up, gold earrings, soft glam makeup. Flawless, unreal, terrifying. Sasha said nothing. She just watched her sister walk out the door and into someone else's life. The party was like something out of a movie. Rooftop pool, violet lighting, floating candles, glass walls with a full view of the glittering LA skyline. Models lounged on velvet sofas. Music execs clinked glasses. Influencers filmed everything. And in walked Brielle. Phones turned. Whispers followed her like perfume. People called her Z. Others said, "She's so much prettier in person." One woman even asked where Tom was. Brielle smiled, played the role, let the lie live. For a moment, it worked. She danced. She posed for selfies. She posted a single photo to her story, a flash of the rooftop with the caption, "Big things coming." But the moment cracked the second someone tapped her shoulder. She turned. A woman stood there, older. Sharp suit, press badge tucked in a leather clutch, calm but serious. "I'm sorry. Are you Zendaya?" Brielle froze. The woman smiled, but her tone shifted. "I work with Law Roach. We've been monitoring a few accounts. Would you mind stepping aside for a moment?" Brielle blinked. "I never said I was her." The woman's smile didn't waver. "Number." "But you also never said you weren't." She gestured toward a side exit. Security waited there, not aggressive, but present. Brielle's heart pounded. The music faded. The light suddenly felt too hot. Her throat tightened. This was it. This was the moment the illusion shattered. But no one dragged her out. No one screamed. They just watched her walk quietly away, heels in hand, face blank, fame melting behind her like cheap foundation under harsh lights. At 2:13 a.m., the front door creaked open back home. Sasha was still awake, curled on the couch, waiting. Brielle walked in like a ghost, her dress wrinkled, hair undone, makeup smudged, eyes hollow. She didn't say a word. She just sank into the couch beside her sister and stared at the ceiling. A long silence passed. Then, barely above a whisper, Brielle said, "I think it's over." Sasha turned her head slowly. "You mean the fantasy?" Brielle nodded. Sasha exhaled. "You were never her." "I know," Brielle whispered, "but being her felt better than being me." Sasha didn't respond. She just reached over and gently took her sister's hand. For the first time in months, Brielle didn't pull away. The internet doesn't whisper. It screams. And by the time Brielle opened her eyes the next morning, it was already too late. The clip had gone viral overnight. A shaky video, taken from across the rooftop, showed her being quietly pulled aside by a woman in black. The title on Twitter read, "Zendaya lookalike finally exposed. Watch the moment security steps in." It had 1.2 million views in 8 hours. Sasha saw it before Brielle did. She sat at the kitchen table, phone in hand, scrolling with a pit in her stomach. It wasn't just the clip, it was the replies. Dozens of side-by-side comparisons, TikToks with dramatic voiceovers, threads dissecting every lie Brielle had told, every event she faked, every look she copied. Memes, duets, commentaries. Then came the headlines. "Imposter at fashion launch, shocks industry." "Fake Zendaya goes too far, industry reacts." "This girl lied to all of us, and we let her." Sasha closed her phone and sat still, waiting for the sound of footsteps upstairs. It didn't come. Brielle didn't come down at all that day, or the day after. She barely moved, barely ate, just lay in bed, curled under her blanket, lit only by the blue glow of her phone. Sasha brought her food. She didn't eat it. She brought her water. It sat untouched. Sometimes Brielle would scroll for hours, then throw her phone across the room. Sometimes she'd just lie there, staring at the ceiling, expression blank. The DMs were relentless. "You're sick. You embarrassed yourself and Zendaya. Go to jail, girl. I hope she sues you." Even worse were the stitches. Creators reenacting her downfall, commentators laughing, fans crying betrayal. Some people sympathized, but most just wanted content. Brielle wasn't a person anymore. She was a cautionary tale, a trending hashtag. Then, on the third day, Zendaya broke her silence. Not with a name, not with blame. Just one tweet. Imitation isn't always flattery. Sometimes it's a cry for help. Protect your peace. No confrontation. But everyone knew. Brielle read the tweet over and over. Then she turned her phone off and whispered, "I deserve that." Sasha sat beside her on the floor. "You didn't deserve the hate, but you did build this." "I just wanted to matter," Brielle said. Her voice was barely audible. "I didn't want to be her. I just didn't want to be me." The words hung in the air like broken glass. And suddenly, Sasha understood. This wasn't just about fame, or attention, or stealing someone else's identity. This was about a girl who never felt like enough in her own skin, who thought that being almost Zendaya was better than being fully Brielle. And that kind of thinking didn't start on TikTok. It started long before. So they made a plan. Step 1, disappear. Brielle deleted her accounts. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everything. Gone. Then she recorded a short video, No music, no filters, no dramatic lighting. Just her, sitting on her bed in an oversized hoodie, tear-streaked, raw. "I lied," she said. "I got caught up in something I thought I could control. I didn't realize how far it had gone, or how many people I hurt, including myself. I'm sorry. I'm stepping away. I need to find who I am, not who I pretended to be." The video didn't go viral, but maybe that was the point. The replies were quieter this time. Some people thanked her. Others told her to disappear forever. But it didn't matter. For the first time, Brielle wasn't chasing applause. She was telling the truth. Weeks passed. Sasha helped her apply to a digital detox program, group therapy for young adults who'd lost themselves online. Brielle went. She showed up every week, even when it was hard. She started sketching again, drawing dresses, ideas, future selves. One morning, she went out for coffee makeup-free. No sunglasses, no fake smirk, just Brielle. And no one recognized her. And that was okay. Then, one afternoon, a letter arrived. No return address, just her name on the envelope. Handwritten. Soft cursive. Brielle. Inside, a single card. Cream-colored paper. No branding. No signature. Just 10 handwritten words. "You don't need to look like anyone else. Just shine. Z." Brielle stared at it for a long time. Tears welled in her eyes. Not because she was ashamed, but because for the first time in a very long time, she felt seen. As herself.